Ha 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 ha. We are live, baby. We're back. Day 2 of the live. Let's get it poppin' here. Let's get this chat started real quick. Let's talk boxing. Yup. Leave questions in the chat. Here we go, baby. We're starting the Canelo Alvarez Jaime Munguia train. If you guys want to hop on, Ryan Garcia obviously spotted at the weigh-in for Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez. Some people are making a big deal about that. So we'll see what's good, chat. What we got going on. Talk to me. Let me know what you guys got in the chat in terms of, what questions you guys got. We're live. We're here to talk boxing. We're going to preview the fight. With Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia, as well as continue to talk about Ryan Garcia and, the alleged cheating, the alleged PEDs. We're back at it again. Another day in the life of Navs Fight Media. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream, and it's going to be an interesting one. We got a lot to talk about in the sport of boxing today. We got Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia getting into it. Let me know what's up, guys. What's going on? Talk to me. Leave your comments and questions in the chat. Let's talk some boxing. Let's talk some Ryan Garcia. What do we think? We thinking innocent or guilty? Let me know in the chat what you guys got. You guys know where I stand. I'm saying innocent till proven guilty with Ryan Garcia. I hope it's not true because I feel like, he was good for boxing. I thought it was all a troll job. Now that, he's being accused of cheating, I'm not too sure what to think. But ultimately, you guys know, I hope, all the best for Ryan Garcia, all the best for Devin Haney. Devin Haney was on SportsCenter, talked about how, his reaction to Ryan Garcia tested positive. A lot of people were roasting Devin Haney in the comments. It's a little messed up. They were saying, he looks like he still hasn't recovered. You could see his cheeks were still a little bit, swollen. And some people are saying, he's just getting fat. Let Devin Haney rock. He's dealing with a lot. You got to imagine facing, Ryan Garcia the way that he did in his first loss. He was obviously asked about everything that happened in terms of, his reaction to the fight and if he had any suspicions. And Devin Haney was saying that he did have some suspicions. He was a little bit shocked when he got in the ring, and he felt outmatched by Ryan Garcia for the first time in his career. So it's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the sport, guys. It's not so plain black and white, because you guys got to remember that what Ryan Garcia tested positive for is Osterine, and that is a form of PED. It is a steroid. It's a legit steroid. So some people are talking about the fact that he might have gotten it from smoking weed. Whatever the case may be, he's going to have to prove it one way or another, or else it's going to be a bad look. I'm not too excited about it. I'm not too happy to hear that Ryan Garcia is getting accused by it and accused of it. But this is the sport of boxing. Sometimes it's tricky. Sometimes it's not as black and white as people may think. We all switch up on Ryan Garcia. We support him one day, we hate him the next day. So I think we have to keep that same energy. It can't just be all one-sided. We got to give him the respect, and at the same time, we have to hold him accountable for, when we think he's done something wrong. And, we don't condone cheating in the sport of boxing. That's not okay. It's never okay to cheat in this sport. But we got Jaime Munguia. Let's talk a little bit Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. So, the press conference went down yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago was the main event, and then they had the undercard. Now it's the weigh-in, and Ryan Garcia showed himself at the weigh-in. So we'll see what happens with Ryan Garcia. Obviously, he's going through a lot, but Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez have a big, fight tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. It's going down Saturday night. Will Canelo Alvarez be victorious, or will this be the time? We saw, Oscar De La Hoya at the weigh-in with the shirt that says "No More Meat," kind of alluding to that, the failed drug test of Canelo Alvarez. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm hoping that Jaime Munguia can put up a good fight, but he has a tall task ahead of him for sure. He's not facing just anybody in the world. I think Canelo's more motivated to get a stoppage right now than he's ever been. So it's going to be tough. It will for sure be tough for Jaime Munguia to pull this off, but he's got the youth on his side. maybe he has the endurance on his side, but it's going to be difficult against Canelo, who, doesn't have the craziest output in the world, but when he does land, it's devastating. So I'm curious to see if Jaime Munguia can pull it off. Do you guys think Canelo Alvarez could potentially lose this fight to Jaime Munguia? Or did, Oscar De La Hoya just hype him up to the point where, he poked the bear and got Canelo really upset? And now will Canelo go in there and stop Jaime Munguia? That'd be crazy to see. But, this is the Ryan Garcia trial. Obviously, you guys want to know about Ryan. And I think I'm curious too. Ryan Garcia just did a podcast. He's still brushing it off, acting like it's a joke. And a lot of people in the boxing world are losing respect for Ryan Garcia. I've always been saying innocent until proven guilty. I got to wait and see because it's not as simple as, Ryan's guilty, this and that. Because if we find out that he involuntarily took the steroids, then it's a different story. That's the main question. How much of it was really in his system? It's not about, obviously, you're positive. He definitely tested positive and he's going to get investigated, but he's going to have to prove that whatever was in his system, he didn't mean to. If he can't prove that, he's obviously going to get suspended. That's how the sport works. And a lot of people are, questioning what was found in Ryan Garcia's body. Was Osterine. Osterine, can be found even if it was out of his system. When you're cutting weight, you're losing all this weight, you're going to, gain some exposure to it. There's a chance, even though he's clean, he hasn't been taking it for a week, but he's coming down in weight, it can still come out. That's the way it works. And, it's still not good. You test positive for a steroid, you test positive, and Ryan Garcia did. But we're still going to wait on that sample B test to come out to really see if Ryan Garcia's quote unquote guilty. I've been saying innocent until proven guilty, hoping it's not true because Ryan Garcia still put on a performance. And a lot of people are asking, well, the PEDs, did they even help Ryan Garcia? I mean, at the end of the day, you have to look at Osterine. Osterine was the PED that Ryan Garcia tested positive for, and it helps, shed, fat, and then at the same time keep that muscle on and increase that muscle growth. So you got to imagine that, that left hook, even though it's already hard, that, this PED could have helped him in terms of, the punch was much harder than it usually is. And if that's the case, that's going to be a difficult situation to defend because obviously, it doesn't help you land the left hook, but you got to imagine, the PEDs, they do help with speed. They help with reaction time. And most importantly, they help with strength. So if Ryan Garcia is landing that left hook and Devin Haney catches it on the chin, it's not just your average left hook anymore. And, we already know Ryan Garcia hits hard. So you put on top of that, the fact that he got cracked with a PED. So not a good look from Ryan Garcia. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions you want me to answer. I'm here to talk about it all. I'm here to talk about the Ryan Garcia trial that we're hosting here on Nabs Fight Media. Welcome, guys. If you're new here, we're talking boxing. We're talking the hottest, topics in the sport right now. We got a lot going on. It's going to be a busy weekend especially as Canelo faces Munguia. After that, people are definitely going to call out for the David Benavidez fight for Canelo, but ultimately we got to wait and see what happens. You can't force him. Canelo's made it clear that he's made all these fights happen, and the fact that, they're just showing any prospect to him saying, fight this guy. And when he fights him, there's always going to be someone next in line for Canelo to fight. It never ends. You can never please everybody is what Canelo Alvarez is trying to say. So he's trying to make the most money possible with the least amount of risk. And then he's earned that right. Canelo, at the end of the day, he's earned the right to, call his shots. Canelo is the cash cow of the sport of boxing. He's getting paid hundreds of millions to fight people that, no one wants to see him against. Let's be real. Jaime Munguia and Canelo is going to be an exciting fight, but we asked for David Benavidez and got Jaime Munguia. So I can't imagine, but, the fans are going to call for that David Benavidez fight, win, lose, or draw for Canelo. He's going to have to fight David, in my opinion, before he hangs the gloves up. That's just my opinion. Or else, he's going to continue to get criticized by the world of boxing because we all want to see Canelo and David fight. But, we'll see. Ryan Garcia, obviously in the headlines still, people are still buzzing over that. As soon as we were, trying to get over his win, immediately people start talking about, the PED story. So now it's all messed up because we were giving Ryan Garcia all that credit. And now we have to wonder, do we have to take it away? How legit was the win? And is Devin Haney actually a better fighter? Would Devin Haney have won without the steroids? I think PEDs are not. Devin Haney is a tough matchup for Ryan Garcia because at the end of the day, You got to look at everything. You got to look at size. Ryan Garcia is bigger than Devin Haney. Even without PEDs, he's bigger. He's more rangy, and he has that left hook. He can hit hard. So I don't think it's very fair to say, the reason why Ryan Garcia won is because he took PEDs. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the flip side of that coin and say, Ryan Garcia took PEDs and that's cheating and that's wrong. So obviously two sides to every story. I don't know where you guys stand on that. If you guys think Ryan Garcia, ultimately did cheat, we have to wait on that plan B sample to come back. That's what we got to do. But, Canelo Alvarez, even he talked about it himself. They asked him in the press conference, they asked, what do you make of Ryan Garcia testing positive? And he was like, we got to wait and see. You don't want to talk, too early. And that's the same for me. I don't want to speak out of my behind and just say that, we should all hate on Ryan Garcia. We should all turn our backs on him. Because at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia did a good thing for the sport of boxing. You guys got to think about it. And I talked about this yesterday. Ryan Garcia accepted that Tank fight. Yeah, he lost the fight, but ultimately Ryan Garcia agreed to all those stipulations and restrictions in the contract against Tank, because if he didn't agree to the catch weight, if he didn't agree to the rehydration clause against Tank, that fight would have never happened. And that's when Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford weren't fighting. And in my opinion, Ryan Garcia is good for the sport of boxing. I obviously don't condone the cheating. If Ryan Garcia is found guilty through this investigation, I'm not sure we can really say that, people are setting him up, because that's the narrative right now. A lot of people are trying to find him guilty because people are so upset at him for everything he did, being with Trump, trolling the whole world on social media, beating a guy like Devin Haney. People want to take the win away from him. And maybe that's true. Maybe there's somebody out to get him. But at the same time, they have these tests for a reason. VADA is a common test that takes place, with all these fighters. And like I said before, not all boxing fights get tested like they test for Ryan Garcia, because these tests, they take a lot of money. They're thousands of dollars. So, boxing, even at the amateur level, if a boxer is taking steroids, you're not going to get caught. And I'm not saying that cheating's okay and that they should let Ryan Garcia off the hook. But you guys got to remember, the worst possible consequence for Ryan Garcia right now is probably going to be suspension for the rest of the year, like a 6-month suspension. And let's be real, was Ryan Garcia even going to fight 6 months after this Devin Haney fight? No, it seems like he's just going to chill out, relax, and he deserves that right. He beating a guy like Devin Haney, he deserves that right. But if he cheated, obviously he's going to get suspended. But is he really going to pay a price for it? I mean, if he has to pay $500,000, for cheating, breaking a rule in the sport of boxing, and then go 6 months without fighting, honestly, at the end of the day, that doesn't really do anything. That doesn't really send him a message. I think if they really want Ryan Garcia to deal with repercussions, they have to make him pay a hefty fee for him, something in the multi-millions, to really get him to understand what he did. Because right now, a lot of people aren't happy with Ryan Garcia because he's just brushing it off and saying that, he's trolling, that everybody else is cheating. He's not a cheater. He's talking about the ashwagandha route. That's where he allegedly got, the steroid trace from. So I don't know how true that is. I kind of doubt it, but the only way Ryan Garcia comes out of this clean is if he finds a way to prove that he didn't mean to take it. And boxing social media is buzzing over right now over all of this information, because Ryan Garcia, he's a superstar at the end of the day. No matter what, a lot of you guys are going to wonder, why is everyone still defending Ryan Garcia? And I'll tell you why. Because he's a superstar. He's almost like superhuman in terms of people are always following him. They want to know what Ryan Garcia is up to. And because they want to know what Ryan Garcia is up to, they kind of disregard the cheating. They don't even care about Ryan Garcia cheating. Why? Because they're just fans of him. They like what he does. They're appreciative of his style, what he brings to the sport. He brings his personality. He's raw, and he's not afraid to, entertain the fans. When he's entertaining these fans, you guys gotta remember, this is a business at the end of the day. People don't care about guys like Devin Haney. They don't care about guys like Shakur Stevenson as much as they care about Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia has not only an exciting style, but he has the personality to back it up. And a guy like Tank has the same, traits and the same characteristics where, yeah, they have the boxing ability, but do you have the persona to make people want to see you fight? That's the question. And the reason why, a lot of boxing people can't comprehend why people are defending Ryan Garcia. And at the end of the day, the reason why Ryan Garcia is getting so much love, even during this time of turmoil where he's getting accused of PEDs, he tested positive. But at the end of the day, like, they like him. People like Ryan Garcia. They think he's good for the sport, because, at the end of the day, if there's somebody who doesn't care, if there's somebody who's reckless, who's a little wild, the fans are drawn to that kind of guy. That's why I see Ryan Garcia still being important to the sport of boxing. Even if he did cheat, he should learn his lesson. And if he did it intentionally, then he really does deserve like a hefty fee and a legit suspension. But if he didn't, and it was involuntary, and some stupid coach gave him a pill, because you guys have got to remember, these guys trust their coaches. They're not just going in there and saying, hey, is this pill safe to take? What is this exactly? Nobody's saying that in the sport of boxing. These fighters trust their coaches. So they're going through 7 to 8 week training camps, constantly taking supplements, constantly taking pills that they don't even know the names of. So they're taking these pills and continue to, fill themselves up on not only, the best nutrition in the world. These guys are taking vitamins, they're taking supplements. To what extent was it, for Ryan Garcia, was it just a pill that had some trace of ostarine in it? And that's why this is all a big deal. Because if that's the case, then it's somebody else to blame. But Ryan Garcia, now he's going to have to deal with everything, because the way it works in the sport of boxing is that you're responsible for whatever's in your body. When you get tested for VADA, and let me say this once again, because a lot of people forget, not all boxers get tested. It only happens at the highest level. So when people say, oh, he cheated in the sport of boxing, there are a lot of cheaters. Forget about it. There's a lot of cheaters in the sport of boxing that don't get caught because they're not as high profile as Ryan Garcia. The reason why they're making a big deal about it now is because Ryan Garcia is so high profile. And I'm not saying he's guilty. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just talking objectively. I'm annoyed with the people that are so surprised, so shocked, so disgusted, because this stuff does happen. This stuff happens more than you guys think. Some fighters can't even afford testing, so they can use all the steroids they want, and they won't get caught, because who's going to pay for those tests, those medical bills? Who's going to pay for all the testing to go down for the anti-doping agencies? VADA, I don't know how much I trust them. I don't know how legit they are. I know that the way it works is that they take the random samples and they just ship them, and whatever happens, and then they come back either positive or negative. You're not just a little bit cheating. You're either cheating or you're not. That's the way the sport works. But I hope Ryan Garcia figures a way to dig himself out of this one. But I got to tell you guys, it's getting ugly. People are not happy with him, and it's just a mess right now. I hope that Ryan Garcia finds a way to fix this, patch all of this up, because it's getting messy out here for sure in the sport of boxing, because it does hurt the sport, because you guys got to remember, Ryan Garcia was, evolving into that superstar and turning into the people, the man of the people in the sport of boxing, turning into that face of boxing. And now it's like, oh, that guy cheated. Now it's a bad look for the sport. It's like, are all boxers cheaters? Are all the champions cheaters? I'd say no, but ultimately we don't know who's really on PEDs these days. It could be anybody. Your favorite fighter, I got to be real with you guys. Even your favorite fighter could be on PEDs, and that's just the reality of the sport. It's not clean cut. These guys are going in there. You guys think all of these boxers are 100% mentally? No, they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. So there are going to be fighters that are willing to win at all costs. Think of, guys like Antonio Margarito and Miguel Cotto. That first fight where there was obviously plaster in Miguel Cotto's opponent's hands and Margarito's gloves. You gotta think about stuff like that. The hand wraps, everything. Boxing's a nasty sport. Like those who step in the ring, you really got to be careful and make sure that this testing gets done, because there's no room for cheating in the sport of boxing. It's just simply too dangerous. It's not worth it. It's not like something that we should all be condoning. I think, cheaters should really be held accountable in this sport. So as much as I like Ryan Garcia, I got to say, it's not cool for him to be doing all this stuff, because ultimately, boxing's a sport that's dangerous. People's lives are at stake, and you gotta really lock down on these people and make sure that there's no cheating, because cheating is not cool, bro. I cannot say I condone cheating in the sport of boxing, but Ryan Garcia, obviously we got Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. It's going down. They got the weigh-in popping off, so it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for that one. We'll see what happens. People are very kind of condescending of Ryan Garcia in terms of, what's going on right now? Like, is he guilty? Is he I said, is he guilty or is he positive? Yeah, he's both. But I don't know. We got to wait and see. But this photo of Devin Haney is going viral right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's kind of people are saying in the comments he's out of shape and stuff like that. But he's a boxer. What do you guys want from the guy? He's a oh yeah. People are like roasting him. They're saying that he looks swollen, stuff like that. So not cool at all. I don't mess with that. But ultimately, Devin Haney's a champion. I respect Devin, and I hope he does well. Because he's the real deal, bro. He's definitely a good boxer. Devin Haney's a phenomenal talent in the sport of boxing. Still beats a lot of guys at 140, 147. I think Devin's just in a tough position because ultimately it's not easy to make 140. It's not easy to make 147, but Devin does it because he cares about the sport. Devin Haney's not a small 140 pounder. Devin Haney's a big 140 pounder. So that's why it's a little bit difficult because ultimately Devin Haney, he's in a difficult spot where he has to almost cut down to 40, but doesn't have enough power to beat the guys at 40. But if he wants to move up to 47, he's got to have something more than just a jab because, when he faces big punchers, we've seen Devin Haney obviously vulnerable. But hopefully he comes back from this. This isn't going to be something that he can just come back from easily because ultimately he took a beating. There's no doubt that Devin Haney's a talent. It's just mentally, is he still there? Is he still going to be that same fighter? I don't know. The only way to tell is through him going to actually fight. Devin Haney's got to fight. We'll see if he's the same fighter and dependent upon that. So he's got to face a big puncher. But in terms of Ryan Garcia, yeah, we got to wait it out. I don't know. Is Ryan Garcia guilty or not? You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think because I don't know. I hope he's not guilty. It'd be nice if this just all went away because right now this is kind of tarnishing his reputation. It's not making him look good. But I've been saying innocent so proven guilty. But if that sample B does come back positive, it's going to be like a big mess that I'm going to be like, damn. I'm going to be sad because I like Ryan Garcia. I think he's a good dude. I think he's just having trouble maybe making the right choices in life. And he's talked about it. Sometimes it's trolling on social media and sometimes he's real. So it all comes down to that. It's not something that I think Ryan Garcia should be judged for because I think Ryan Garcia is a good dude ultimately. But it's all about, how he approaches this situation because it's very delicate. This is the Ryan Garcia trial. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for Munguia and Canelo tomorrow because, I wasn't as excited for this fight because I was like, okay, I don't really want to see Canelo Alvarez in there with anybody except for David Benavidez. But ultimately, David Benavidez is still a big fight, still a big name for Ryan Garcia. For Canelo Alvarez. And I think, Canelo is going to go in there. He's going to beat Munguia. In my opinion, I think that the pace won't be crazy, but I think, he may have the ability to catch Munguia in between a shot. He's a big counter puncher. He likes to wait for that to hunt you down. He's going to try to cut the ring off, and Munguia is going to have to need a lot of output to keep Canelo away from him because otherwise, Canelo is just going to get off on him and tee off on him because Canelo's going to come with those. He's going to come with that. He's going with those crazy overshot punches. The overhand right, the overhand left. He telegraphs his shot. So if Munguia is a little bit alert, he may be able to get out of the way, in my opinion. But it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park because Canelo is a pound for pound fighter in the world. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend because it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good fight, but let me know in the comments who you guys got. Let me know in the comments what's popping. We got Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney responds to Ryan Garcia saying, I've never felt power like that before. I've never been outmatched like that before. So I knew something was maybe going on, but I didn't want to be that guy who's making excuses. Devin Haney didn't want to make excuses, but he was shocked because ultimately Devin Haney's going in the gym. He's sparring pros. He's sparring credible opposition, and he's going in there and beating a lot of guys on the professional level on pay-per-view events, and then he goes in against a guy like Ryan Garcia and gets absolutely cooked. And now to hear that Ryan Garcia tested positive for PEDs, to what extent can we give Ryan Garcia credit for that? And Devin Haney also said that he's not interested in the rematch anymore. He feels like Ryan Garcia doesn't deserve a rematch because why would I get in the ring with somebody who's a cheater? Why would I give him that opposition, that opportunity to get paid? Because you guys got to think about it. Even though I like Ryan Garcia, like ultimately he's not going to get affected by a suspension because the suspension is most likely going to be for the rest of the year. Probably wasn't going to fight for the next 6 months anyways. And if he has to pay $500,000 as a fee, like it's nothing for him. So I feel like Ryan Garcia may get away with this, but I don't know if that's a good message to send to the sport of boxing. It's kind of like giving an okay to cheating, but that's never a good sign to see that he's positive for a banned substance. So we've seen this story before. We've seen fighters get caught for PEDs, but you never thought it would be a guy like Ryan Garcia because he's a kid. But ultimately, at the age of 25, he was willing to do whatever it took to win that fight against Devin Haney. And I think a big reason why is because, his career was on the line at that point. He had already lost the Tank. He had a comeback fight against Oscar Duarte, got that win. But ultimately, going into this Devin Haney fight, if he had lost that fight, he'd basically have to do something else. He'd never be poor, but you'd have to find, some other niche thing in the sport of boxing because he wouldn't be able to compete with the elite if he had lost to Devin Haney. So, maybe taking these PEDs shows, to what lengths Ryan was willing to go to win the fight and how much he cares about winning and how much how badly he wanted to beat a guy like Devin, but at what cost. Now, you've kind of lost your credibility. Your reputation is now going to be stained by this. And it's just not a good look for the sport of boxing. In a lot of ways, Ryan Garcia kind of disappointed his fans, let us down because I like Ryan Garcia. I'd consider myself to be a fan of his, but I don't condone the cheating. Cheating is not okay in the sport of boxing. I don't respect that. I think Ryan Garcia is so talented, and a lot of people put their trust and integrity in Ryan Garcia and held him at such a high standard. And now to see him cheating, it's very unfortunate. It sucks because ultimately I was really excited when I saw Ryan Garcia win that fight. I saw Ryan Garcia. Bro, you said Ryan Garcia had like 10% chance to win the fight. Hey, Jesse, I said he had a 30% chance. But yeah, I didn't pick Ryan Garcia to win. That doesn't mean, I'm happy that, he got accused of PEDs and that, I'm obviously all of a sudden on Devin Haney's side. No, that's not the case. I expected Devin to win, and when I was wrong, I was like, okay, it was still a good fight. I still enjoyed that. But shout out to you, Jesse. I did say that Ryan Garcia had a 30% chance, but I knew he had the left hook. We all knew that. But yeah, he proved me wrong. Ryan Garcia proved me wrong. And when this story of the PEDs came out, I wasn't like, I knew it. I knew Devin Haney should have won that fight. I didn't say that. I said, man, that was a good outcome because, the whole boxing world was shocked. I will find the vid. I remember a 10% quote. Yeah, I said narrow path. Is that not a narrow path? Like you had to find the left hook. But Devin Haney at the same time. Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right, Jesse. I did say it was a narrow path, but I'm not saying that I'm always correct in the sport of boxing. I get fights wrong a decent amount, but it happens. Who doesn't? Who's perfect at picking fights? It's not easy. I don't know anybody that picked Ryan to win that fight against Devin because I thought Devin was going to be, more on his P's and Q's. I thought Devin was going to be a little bit more careful. You said, I remember a 10% quote, AKA me saying a narrow path. I will find the vid. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I've definitely said that Ryan Garcia's path to victory against Devin Haney was narrow. He'd have to knock him out or really hurt him. And he did that. So, I didn't say he had a 0% chance. I said he had a 30% chance, and it was a big 30% chance because I know Ryan Garcia can crack. There's no doubt about that. But ultimately, he did prove me wrong because I still picked Devin. But even when this came out, let me see. What does it say? Does Ryan have to refund his 12 mil bet he won if he came under false pretenses? If his win came under false pretenses, I don't know. I actually don't know because, we're hearing about, it depends where he placed the bet because places like Prize Picks, if you guys are aware of what Prize Picks is, it's one of those casino apps where you can place bets. They're making it a void bet. So if you bet on Devin Haney to win, you're getting your money back because, obviously this is most likely going to be ruled a no contest. So it all depends on where Ryan Garcia, placed his bet. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't know. I come to this channel for all my boxing news. That's funny, but like, yeah, there's no. That's kind of like private information, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think that these bookies, they don't play around. A lot of people bet money against Ryan Garcia, so I wouldn't be surprised if something comes out. But I think it's gonna be hard to get that 10 million back from Ryan Garcia. You guys are gonna have to really take it away from him. If he goes to court, maybe that'll force him to give it up. But we don't even know how true that is, that Ryan Garcia even bet $2 million on himself. That's just something he said. He didn't show a cash bet, a cash receipt, but if he did bet 2 million, I think that he should have to give it back, especially if he cheated. For sure. I'm with you, Jesse. I feel like he's got to give that back, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he should give that money back? I mean, if you cheated, then ultimately I think you should have to give it back. But if we find out that Ryan Garcia somehow is not guilty, then he shouldn't have to give that money back. But 10 million, bro. I don't get how he got 12 million betting two, though. I don't think that's what the odds were. But hey, if that's what he said, I can't like necessarily. I like Ryan, but like I can't take his word for it anymore because it's just like it's too tricky, So I'm a day one for Ryan Garcia. I knew he would come out on top. No Diddy. That's funny. Ryan Garcia with the no Diddy stuff. I swear he was the first one I heard say that. Like he said that at the press conference before the Haney fight, and I was cracking up. That was hilarious. But yeah, you're a day one for Ryan Garcia. Well, let me know, Jesse Cueto. What do you think about it? Did Ryan Garcia cheat? Do you think that they're setting him up? Some people think that Ryan Garcia is being set up in the chat. So do you think that he was set up, or did Ryan Garcia really cheat? Because he tested positive for stuff. So I don't know. Let me ask this in the chat. Did Ryan Garcia cheat in the Devin Haney fight? And a lot of you guys are going to say yeah, because obviously, this was a big, story for the sport of boxing, because you guys got to remember, everybody counted Ryan Garcia out. I was at the press conference. I was at the weigh-in. I was at the open workouts. I saw Ryan Garcia up close. He looked ready to go. But obviously his physique isn't great. So you're like, how could he be on steroids? He wasn't even shredded. He wasn't really shredded, but you guys got to remember that he tested positive for Osterine, and Osterine is more like muscle growth. It doesn't necessarily make you the most shredded person in the world. You're not just going to take, steroids and obviously get shredded. I think that's why Ryan Garcia, had a difficult time, making the weight. All right, we got a response from Jesse Cueto. Once again, my guy. I think one bit of info we really need is, what is the normal testing time for this PED? Should the test come back in 1 day or 10 days? I heard that from my sources, I know a lot of people in the sport of boxing. I know trainers, I know, actual fighters, and they tell me different stuff. Some people say that, the results from VADA come back, the same day. And some people say it takes 1 to 2 weeks. And, now that the fact that it's 2 weeks from the fight, yeah, it's a little bit late, but I think, for some fighters that's a little bit standard. I think for me, in my opinion, it's all about how did it enter his body. I'm going to give Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt, because the only way he gets out of this situation not guilty and people can still respect him, at least, the boxing world, and not call him a cheater, is if he involuntarily took it. If this was an accident, if it was an accident, he's going to have to prove wherever he got it from, because the New York Athletic Commission is going to have to decipher whether or not this was, on purpose or it was an accident. And Ryan Garcia is going to have to defend himself, show himself before the New York Athletic Commission and say, hey, I didn't take this on purpose. My coach gave me this. Even if it's a lie, this is Ryan Garcia's only way out. He's going to have to find somebody to blame that's not himself and say, this person gave me the pill and some of it had a trace of Osterine, and that's where the PED came from. But it's going to be tough. I feel like it's going to be tough for Ryan Garcia to really dig himself out of this one. I don't know. Yep, the only really sus here is how long this took to come out. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because a lot of people were even telling me, I listened to a lot of boxing analysts talk about it, and they're saying that, you get tested the day before and the day of the fight. The urine gets checked, the samples get checked, and it doesn't come back right away. It takes a while to get the results. It's not like, how COVID tests and pregnancy tests, you can get those rapid tests and the results come out 15 minutes. That's not how VADA works. That's not how, the anti-doping agency works in the sport of boxing. It takes time for the results to come out. That's why you're seeing the results now. I think Ryan Garcia is going to have to, really come up with some good excuse. And I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia is guilty. I hope he's not. It's just, it's not a good look. You know what I mean? What else is going on, Jesse? Ryan will hit New York Athletic Commission with that left hook. Yeah, I mean, if it has PEDs in it, who knows? But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess right now. Ryan Garcia has a lot of explaining to do for sure. It really is a mess because Devin Haney, like, he came on. If you guys didn't see, Devin Haney responded. He literally went on national television in a Sports Center interview and talked about how he's like shocked. He was shocked when he was in the ring with Ryan. So it's going to be interesting. Show us some shadow boxing. What does that say? Show us some shadow boxing. Let's see the skills. I'm sitting down right now, but I'll show you that. I'll show you that Ryan Garcia left hook. Ryan Garcia, what he did against Devin Haney, I can show you that. So Ryan Garcia threw the jab, threw the left hook, and that's all he wrote. That's all he wrote. I don't really feel like getting up right now, but I can show you that. It's the one to get Devin Haney's hands out the way, and then he came around with that left hook. It was a dirty shot. Ryan Garcia is really good. I'll give Ryan Garcia that respect because, no matter what, his technique is solid. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was actually saying that in my video as well, Jesse. That's a good point, that Devin Haney dipped, because you guys got to remember, this is a common thing in the UFC too. When a guy throws a 1-2 and they know that right hand is coming, a lot of people on defense go like this because they're trying to get out of the way. In the UFC, you're seeing it more and more that people are getting caught with kicks because they know that the fighter dips like this when they throw that right hand. So when Ryan Garcia throws this right hand, Devin Haney goes like this. When Ryan Garcia throws a jab, Devin Haney's going like this. So Ryan Garcia throws the jab and then throws it. So Devin Haney's basically getting, falling into it. So it's very interesting. And I think Ryan Garcia deserves some credit for that. Obviously, the PEDs, blah, 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 separate that for a sec. It is not a good look for Ryan Garcia right now. So Jesse is saying that then a punch at 100% becomes 120. Exactly. The momentum, imagine, getting hit with a shot in general, but you're also going like this, you're dipping. Yeah, Devin did nothing to negate it, because if it's me, and I'm not saying I'm not a professional fighter, I'm not boxing, I don't box for a living, but if I'm Devin Haney, there's a lot that he did wrong. And Floyd Mayweather even referenced it. Devin Haney was throwing the jab like this. You don't throw a jab like this. Floyd Mayweather's talking, you keep your hand here, because why do you pin your elbow to your body so you don't get hit with a body shot? Why do you pin your hand to your chin so you don't get hit in the chin? So this is where, your hand should always be when you're throwing the jab. That's what Floyd Mayweather was saying. So when you're throwing a jab, it can't be like this, because not only can Ryan Garcia crack you to the chin when you're throwing a jab like this, but he can hit you to the body as well. He can hit you in the liver. So, that's the big thing with Floyd Mayweather kind of criticizing Devin Haney, saying that he's kind of an amateur. You learn that stuff in the amateurs to keep your body, real tight. Your guard's got to be tight, or else you're going to get hit with something. Throw the jab. When you throw the jab, keep your right hand tight if you're an orthodox fighter. There should be no opening here. There should be no opening. It should be bop, 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 no matter what. When you're throwing that jab, bop. And at the same time, I was also saying that for Devin Haney, you got to stay the hell away from the left hook. That should have been the plan from day one. If you're facing a big fighter, you're both orthodox, you're both right-handed, you got to treat the whole left side of Ryan Garcia like it's a fire. If you're fighting Ryan Garcia, stay the hell away from that left hook, because let's say I'm facing Ryan Garcia, right? I'm facing Ryan. This whole side, that's where all the danger is going to come from. So you got to circle to your left. But, I understand that it's easier said than done. Devin Haney, he played into Ryan Garcia's his game plan and stood in the center of the ring. He fell for it. And Ryan Garcia, got Devin exactly where he wanted him. So let's say Ryan Garcia is on PEDs, like people are saying. Obviously, people are going to hate on him and say, you only landed that left hook and put Devin Haney down because you have steroids. I don't know if it was the steroids, guys. But either way, Ryan Garcia, if he cheated, that's wrong. I don't condone that. I just hope it's not true because that was a hell of a performance from Ryan Garcia. Boy. What's the chat saying? Okay, so if the athletic commission makes it a no contest, then they are going to run back the fight. Well, Devin said he doesn't want to run back the fight. If Devin doesn't want to run it back because he doesn't want to get in there with a guy who's allegedly cheating, I think that's part of it. But at the same time, I would argue that Devin doesn't want to get in there, period, because what if Devin Haney fights Ryan Garcia and Ryan Garcia is clean and it's the same outcome? Then that's embarrassing for Devin Haney. That's even worse than taking your first loss. So I think that's the main reason Devin Haney is going to move in a different, direction, in my opinion. We got Ryujin Rue saying 2 PEDs and came overweight is all I need to know. That's basically saying you need to cheat to beat Devin. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think that Ryan Garcia had to cheat, but if he did cheat, he has to deal with the repercussions. I'll give you that for sure. I'm with you that if he did cheat, he has to, face a suspension. I'm just saying that I think that any big puncher faces Devin Haney is going to give him some problems because I don't know if the PEDs I can't say it because ultimately PEDs do enhance performance. That's the reason why they're banned. That's why it's illegal in the sport of boxing to take a PED, because we've seen it time and time again where these performance enhancing drugs do impact the outcome of the fight. So ultimately, it's all about what happens when that B sample returns, because the A sample came back positive. And like you're saying, Ryujin Rue, two PEDs came back. It wasn't just the one. It was an anabolic steroid and then obviously the PED. So there's 2 steroids that Ryan Garcia, tested positive for. So it's like I said, it's not a good look. And Jesse Cueto is saying cap. What do you think, Jesse? You're saying like, some people think that it's a fake test as well. So I don't know what to say there. I feel like we've seen crazy things in boxing. We've seen robberies take place. We've seen, judges and referees kind of try to cheat fighters. I would argue in that fight with Ryan Garcia, the judges did, try to cheat him. Take the PEDs out of the situation just for a second. Ryan Garcia was winning that fight clear as day. How the hell does one, judge have it even? How the hell does this referee come in here and try to take a point away from Ryan Garcia? He actually did take a point away from Ryan Garcia for punching during a break. He didn't get a warning. If you guys watch the sport of boxing, you guys know that if you break a rule, then you get a warning and then you get a point taken away. It's not straight to the point. That's not how this sport works. So that's what my issue was. Jesse saying Ryan was going to win no matter what. The 3 pounds doesn't make any difference. They came into the ring almost the same weight. Was there a reported weight, though? I'm not even sure. But I'm sure, yeah, both fighters do have to rehydrate. I think the main thing, Jesse, my only argument with you, my man, would be to say that, like, when you're coming down in weight, Devin Haney has a hard time getting down to 140. And if Ryan Garcia didn't have to, do those 3 pounds, but those 3 pounds Devin Haney had to take off. Devin Haney weighed at 140. If Devin Haney came at 143, would he have been in better shape? That's the real thing that people are in the sport of boxing are really like complaining about. But I don't know. I think that, yeah, you're right. Ryan might be the better fighter. Maybe he would have won without the steroids. But the thing is, like, everyone's going to say, we don't know. We don't know until they were to rematch again and both fighters test clean. So I really do hope Ryan finds a way to, come out of this and kind of save his reputation, because right now it's getting tarnished as we speak. But, Ryan Garcia did impress me with that left hook for sure. It's not an easy punch to put out a guy with, especially with a guy like Devin Haney. Devin Haney's a world champ. So 3 pounds don't make a diff stop. There's a reason why there is weight class. Okay. You're saying that 3 pounds don't make a difference? I don't know. I saw Devin in person. I was at the weigh-in. He did look a little bit, weak. And 3 pounds, if you're cutting weight, yeah, you're saying it does make a difference. They definitely do make a difference. In my opinion, I've seen boxers cut weight. I've seen coaches put fighters through the weight cutting process. So I know for a fact that, 3 pounds is like a lot. You may think 3 pounds is nothing, like all boxers do that, but it was the last 3 pounds because they have to make 140. 140 is the contracted weight. So those 3 pounds are a little bit difficult to make. Not even a little bit. It is very difficult to take those 3 pounds off because you guys got to remember, these guys aren't fat. It's easy to lose pounds when you're fat, but when you have a guy like, Devin Haney, who's already in shape, and then he has to take 3 pounds off, that's tough. That is tough. It's debilitating almost. But it happened. At the end of the day, we also got to remember Devin Haney made a mistake, and I'll tell you in a second what Devin Haney did. Devin Haney made the mistake of even entering that fight, knowing that Ryan Garcia was 3 pounds over, because ultimately, why would they do that? Why would Ryan Garcia be allowed to fight if he missed weight by 3 pounds? He didn't miss it by 1 or 2. He missed it by 3 freaking pounds, bro. He missed it by 3 pounds. So ultimately, in the sport of boxing, for a title fight, that's a lot. Why would Ryan Garcia be allowed to fight? More importantly, why would Bill Haney and Devin Haney allow that fight to take place? Why did they let it take place? They let it take place because they slept on Ryan Garcia. They thought they were going to beat Ryan Garcia so easy that the 3 pounds wouldn't matter. Little did they know that Devin Haney, wasn't going to be able to beat Ryan Garcia easily. And maybe it's because of the PEDs, or maybe Ryan Garcia just has Devin Haney's number. So Jesse saying Devin was going to get into the ring no matter what. He wanted that bag. Exactly. That is a good point, because Devin Haney, obviously, if it was any other opponent, I have a feeling, like take Subriel Matias or a guy like Teofimo Lopez, even a guy like Teo, maybe they would have gotten in the ring with. But if it's a guy of lower profile, if it wasn't a guy like Ryan Garcia, I have reason to believe that they might have not stepped into that ring, because the bag with Ryan Garcia was too good to not fight. They're not going to get their purse if they don't fight on that night. So they were trying to save their bag. They were trying to save that purse and go through with the fight. That's the reason why that fight did take place. That's the reason why Bill Haney and Devin Haney didn't really care that Ryan Garcia came in overweight. They were saying, I'm a true professional. I come in weight made, and I'm going to beat this guy easy and get him out of the sport of boxing. So I don't know. Shout out to Jesse and Ryu Jin Rue. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Let me know if I'm not. I feel kind of bad that I may not be saying it correctly. But, shout out to you guys for keeping the chat alive. I appreciate it. Shoot any more comments or questions that you guys may have. I'll be on here for a little bit longer talking about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Shoot all your questions right away. If you guys are new, welcome. This is Naz Fight Media. We're talking about the Ryan Garcia trial. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff, guys. We haven't seen stuff like this in terms of, a big mega fight in a while, where there's been a big controversy of not only did we get a big upset, but we got a big scandal as well following the fight. Rarely do we get both the upset and rarely do we get the controversy, but I guess they're correlated. We got the upset potentially because, there was cheating involved in the fight. But I hope that Ryan Garcia, I wish him the best. I hope he finds a way to clean this mess up, because ultimately, his reputation is on the line. But let me know in the comments, do you guys believe that Ryan Garcia did cheat? If not, let me know in the comments what your reasoning is, because a lot of Ryan Garcia fans have reason to believe that this test is fake. The fact that this test could have been forged, because if you guys aren't aware, the VADA is closely associated with Victor Conti, and Victor Conti has been caught, getting guys in trouble for PEDs, steroids, cheating in, professional sports. So that's the case that people are making against Devin Haney, that he's closely associated with guys like Victor Conti who are close to VADA. And now this is all of a sudden a situation where, cheating could be a big issue in the sport of boxing, because, guys like this are involved. But I just have, questions about VADA in general. How legitimate are these, processes, and how much of it, is really true? How much of Ryan Garcia's system was really filled with Ostarine? How much to the level of, it really did affect him, or was this an accident of some sort? But let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't know. Jesse's saying he didn't cheat. You're talking about Ryan. Ryan did not cheat. He's the face of boxing now. Yeah, I would say I would agree with you too, but this stains it a little bit, Jesse. I don't know if I can say that he's the face anymore, because at the end of the day, as much as I like Ryan Garcia, do we support cheating if it's found to be true? Like that's the thing. I'm a Ryan Garcia fan as well, but do we support that? Yeah, innocent until proven guilty. You're absolutely right. But we'll never know. Like we won't know until time passes. We gotta wait for these other tests to come back. The B sample for Ryan Garcia. But let me know, guys. Any final words? I'm about to hop off the live in a little bit. I'll answer a few more questions. Any more topics you guys want me to talk about? Otherwise, I will hop out. Jesse saying we need the B sample when we need to see the athletic commission hearing. I think we should see that. That'd be cool. That'd be a good watch if we could hear Ryan Garcia kind of pleading his case to the athletic commission. I think that would be an interesting video for sure. I'd like to see that. I don't know what would happen, and it could be ugly. I just hope Ryan Garcia, he's intelligent about this. He needs a smart lawyer as well, in my opinion, to really make a case, because he's going to have to present before the athletic commission and show that he's not guilty. That at least, I told you guys this earlier in the live, that, his only way out is to really say that, I didn't mean to take the steroids, that, they're in my system. They were in my system during when I tested positive, when I, the day before the Haney fight and the day of the Haney fight. They were found to be in my system, but I wasn't aware of it. And I didn't know that, whatever supplements I was taking from my coach, that's the reason why there are steroids in my body. I didn't voluntarily take the steroids and, put them in my mouth or take a shot, whatever the case may be. Apparently, Ryan Garcia, he's saying that it's from the ashwagandha root, but I don't know how true that is, because ashwagandha is just supposed to help, with metabolic stuff. It's supposed to help you, de-stress a little bit, but I don't know to what extent, it may have a trace of steroids in it. But Ryan Garcia is kind of trolling, saying that that's where the steroids came from, is from the ashwagandha root. I've never heard of that being an issue, but there's a lot of cheating in the sport of boxing today. And I think that, people like Alicia Baumgartner have been accused. A lot of boxers continue to get accused of PEDs in the sport of boxing. They test positive and then it goes away. So I think for Ryan Garcia, it's probably going to go away. If you're concerned about Ryan never fighting again, I think he'll be fine. He's going to have to pay a fine, but ultimately, I don't see it being upwards of, $1 million. And for Ryan Garcia, that's nothing. And then on top of that, they're probably going to suspend him for at least half a year. And I don't think Ryan Garcia was going to fight in the next 6 months anyways. But let me know in the comments. You guys got anybody that Ryan Garcia should face next? Devin Haney said that the rematch isn't something that he would like to entertain, because why would he give Ryan Garcia that opportunity when he's allegedly, cheated? So Jesse, who do you think Ryan Garcia should be fighting next? Let me know. Talk to me. I think, but until then, I would say Ryan Garcia and Tio still a mega fight in my opinion. I like that fight a lot. I think Ryan and Tio is a fight that the fans have been demanding. I think it's a fight that would be really exciting in terms of the promotion of it. But Ryan Garcia, he has to clear his name and be proven innocent to really get that respect to the boxing world. Because right now, people are not happy with Ryan Garcia. The saga continues. This is obviously the PED trial for Ryan Garcia. We don't know if he's guilty or innocent. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Comment down below. You guys think Ryan Garcia is innocent or guilty? Fondora. Yeah, he did call out Fondora. I mean, that'd be crazy. I think that dude's big, but Ryan Garcia, if he can catch him with that left hook, maybe it'll put him to sleep. Fondora got caught by Brian Mendoza, so that was crazy too. So we'll see what happens. I feel like Ryan Garcia can. I don't want to obviously take too much, look too much into the Devin Haney fight anymore, because ultimately, if he cheated, then it kind of ruins it for me. For me personally, I'm like, damn, bro, that freaking sucks. But he still does have that left hook for sure. He's definitely a talent in the sport of boxing. I'm excited to see what Ryan Garcia does next. Hopefully he can get rid of all this story. Either Fondora or Spence. Whew. You're talking about two of my favorite fighters. I like Ryan Garcia. I like Earl Spence. I don't know if Ryan Garcia can beat Spence though. He has the left hook. So like I said before, I'm not going to come out here and say, Ryan Garcia has no chance, because Ryan Garcia does have the left hook for sure. I don't know if Ryan can outbox him, though. I don't know if Ryan Garcia would be able to stop a guy like Earl Spence, because Earl Spence is tough. Earl Spence is really tough. I think Terrence Crawford did it, but Terrence is different. You also didn't think he could beat Haney, so it's a lock Ryan would win. I never said he couldn't beat him. I said that I picked Devin because I thought Devin was going to be smart about it. I thought Devin was going to outbox him, but he stood in the center of the ring. I thought he was going to move more. So he was there for him to get hit. So, I can predict the fight as much as I want, but I can't get into the mind of the fighter and know for sure what they're going to do. If I could do that, then we could all predict fights correctly. We'd all be rich at the casino, But Spence, I think that's a good fight at 54. Ryan Garcia said he can't make 140. It's physically impossible for him. So I wouldn't be mad, go up to 54. I don't think Ryan cares. I think there's got to be a better way for, Ryan Garcia to fight at a weight where he's comfortable at. I think weight classes in the sport of boxing are so messed up right now, and nobody even cares about belts anymore. It's not like the old ages where belts were everything. Now anybody can get a belt. Your average DoorDash driver can get a belt now. So forget about belts. We got to forget about belts in the sport of boxing, because ultimately Jake Paul had a belt. Jake Paul carries around a WBC belt. So let me know why we even care about belts anymore. It's not the same. It's not the same as the 5 to 10 years ago where we cared about the WBC, the IBF, the WBO. It's true though, anybody can get a belt. I can go get a belt right now. Let me hop on eBay right now. I'll get a belt, carry it around, call myself the WBC champ. That's something that you got to earn. So in my opinion, belts and champions in the sport of boxing right now are oversaturated, and it's not fair. It's not fair to the real fighters in the sport of boxing. Just the thing about weight classes is that's how you determine who a champion is weight classes. So coming 3 pounds overweight, yeah, it's bad, but also would we rather see him make the weight and then fight weak? I'm not saying missing weight is cool. It's not cool, but I also think that fighters should just fight at a weight that they'll both feel strong at. So that's not even an issue. It shouldn't even be you got to make this precise weight. Forget about it. Every guy has a different, frame. Every guy has a different level of muscle, muscle to fat ratio. So forget about weight classes, in my opinion. Forget about all this weight cutting stuff like that. These fighters should have 7 to 8 weeks to train. If they agree to fight each other, just freaking fight, bro. Just fight. That's what's annoying to me in the sport of boxing. Forget the weight classes. Forget all that stuff now. Everybody's a champion nowadays. If you're popping, you're popping. Let's make these big fights happen at whatever weight you want to fight at. Forget your lightweight. Forget your welterweight. It's all messed up. Move it. Either move all these weight classes up, or let's forget about it in its entirety, because no one's taking boxing seriously in terms of the champions, because fighters are like Ryan Garcia are doing what they want. And I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia is wrong. I honestly don't, contrary to, what boxing experts are saying, I don't really have a big problem with him missing weight. I'm just saying that, if he misses weight, then Devin Haney should be able to miss weight. I think it definitely makes a bit of a difference, but I still think, Ryan would beat Devin. It's fair to say that 3 pounds makes a difference, but also I think Ryan Garcia, even if he's clean and he makes weight against Devin Haney, and at a fight at 147, let's say that rematch happens, I'd still pick Ryan now, because I saw it play out ultimately. Even though I picked Devin before, I'm going to pick Ryan now because I saw, Devin Haney get exposed in there. I saw the flaws he made, and it doesn't matter. Jesse saying nobody cares about records either. That's why Ryan doesn't care if it will be a no contest. They only care about the exciting fights, and Ryan Garcia delivers that. Yeah, you're right. You're right in that regard. That's what I appreciate about you, Jesse, because a lot of people, they come on here and they just say they all focus on the negative. I'm not condoning cheating. I'm not saying that Ryan Garcia is the perfect person. I'm not saying that, but you guys also have to look at the flip side of the coin, that Ryan Garcia did stuff for boxing that, people just sweep under the rug. Taking that Tank fight, he shouldn't have done that. Ultimately, he shouldn't have done that in terms of, if you really wanted to win, why would you take a rehydration clause? He took that because he knew that fight wouldn't happen. Tank would not fight Ryan Garcia if he didn't take a rehydration clause, if he didn't take a catch weight. So what did Ryan Garcia do? He said, okay, let's just make it happen. And Ryan Garcia even said it in the lead up to the Tank fight. He was saying, why did you weight drain me? Why'd you weight drain me? Because Ryan already knew that it's going to be hard for him to make 136 pounds. So it was already an issue. Ryan Garcia still accepted that. And that's a big reason why right now I'm defending Ryan Garcia. I'm defending him because I think that, no matter what, he made big fights happen in the sport of boxing. I think he deserves credit for that. He should still have to deal with the consequences of taking PEDs, testing positive for ostarine and anabolic steroids, but still, it doesn't take away from, what he did prior. You know what I mean? Like, let's play both sides. I'm not just going to be switching up and, go against Ryan Garcia when I'm still giving him credit for other things. I can give him credit for things and then, discredit him for other things. That's just how it works. Pat's Nation, shout out to you. He's saying, honestly, these fighters need to fight at weights closer to their walking weight. Every fight should have a rehydration clause, max 5 pounds. See, that's genius, bro. Shout out to Pat's Nation. Imagine if these fighters fought at heavier weights, but they couldn't, increase their weight by that much. Take rehydration out of it. These guys are gaining 10 to 15 pounds anyway. So what does it matter? Why do they have to go bam down to the lowest weight and then shoot up? It's stupid. It's stupid and it's unhealthy for the sport of boxing. It's just dumb. It just makes me annoyed. It's like, I understand that there are rules in the sport of boxing. You've got to make weight to make a big fight happen, but shit, bro, like just fight. Just forget about the weight. If you're good, you're good. Like if you agree to sign the contract, let's make the fight happen. If the guy looks too big for you, move the hell on and say that fighter looks too good. But stop saying I don't want to jump 2-3 weight classes. Dude, forget about that stuff. It's annoying. It's stupid. Like just get in the ring and fight. Forget about the weight classes. That's what bothered me when I was there at the weigh-ins for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. I was just like, man, this is so stupid. Like even if Ryan Garcia misses weight, they should have just agreed before, hey, bro, 140 is kind of tough for me to make. And Devin Haney says, hey, bro, it's tough for me to make too. Let's go to 47. Let's make it happen. Like, what is so stupid? Campaigning at 140, everybody has a belt. Your mom has a belt right now. Your mom has the WBC belt in the trunk right now. It's stupid. It's literally so dumb. I don't understand the weight cut. Imagine being a fighter having to eat clean. I understand eating clean, but these fighters are barely eating anything and they're barely drinking water. A lot of fighters, they don't even know how to cut weight properly. They're just not eating, not hydrating. So they look sucked in. They can't even fight on fight day. And then they go in there and get knocked out and fighters are being like, you're a bum. No, it's not that you're a bum. It's the fact that you had to cut 10 to 15, 20, 30 pounds to make that weight. And now you're a bum because you can't take a shot on the chin. Yeah, because you're dehydrated. So let's get that out of the way. Just move these weight classes and then put a rehydration clause if you guys want, but just freaking make the fight, bro. Like I'm just so over this stupid, like, the weight classes, all that stuff. Forget about it. It's a different time in the sport of boxing. Forget about weight classes. Make these fights happen. You can still have weight classes, but let's freaking forget about making 140 on the dot when these fighters are struggling to even do interviews. I listened to Devin Haney talk. Dude could barely get a sentence out during the media workouts. Dude could barely get a sentence out, couldn't answer questions, during the press conference. So that just goes to show, Devin had to deal with a lot in that fight too. So, Ryan Garcia basically said, forget the rules. I'm going to win the fight. And that's what he did. PEDs or not, that's what Ryan Garcia intended on doing. He said, forget the weight. I'm going to try to get down to 40. I'll get as close as possible, but shit, I'm not going to sacrifice, my chances of winning the fight. So he went in there 143, didn't give a shit, and, did what he did to Devin Haney. Ultimately, you guys got to remember, I still think that happens without steroids. If you guys make the fight, make a rematch, I'm still going to pick Ryan. I still think Ryan's going to freaking, land that stupid left hooky guy. It's got ridiculous power. You know what I mean? Weight is never an excuse for losing a fight. Chose to fight at that weight. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But at the same time, like, what? Like, forget it. Agree upon a weight that you guys can both make, and then just make the fight happen. So why does one fighter have to feel weak and the other one has to feel stronger? We're talking about an even playing field. The whole point of a weight class is so that both of these fighters feel comfortable on an even playing field. And now, one fighter is killing himself to make weight. One fighter doesn't make the weight. Now we have an imbalance in terms of, a leveled playing field. So, all right, what's the chat saying? What are you guys saying? The sample B came from the A sample. They're one of the same, according to Nonito Donaire and his wife. No offense, I like Nonito Donaire, but forget his wife. His wife's crazy, bro. His wife's crazy. I don't trust those guys. Straight up. I fuck with Nonito though. He's a good dude, straight up. I like Nonito Donaire. Shout out, I'm Filipino. Shout out to Nonito Donaire, legend. But I don't know I don't know if I believe everything his wife says. Um, Weight is never an excuse for losing a fight. You chose to fight out the weight. Read that already. Haney also declined the rematch. Yeah, Haney doesn't even want the rematch. So what are we even talking about? Why do you guys think Devin Haney doesn't want to take the rematch? You guys think it's because Ryan Garcia is a cheater? Hell no. It's because he felt that freaking power, bro. He said fuck the rematch, because ultimately if Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight at 147 and they're both clean, who are you guys picking? I'm picking Ryan. I don't know about you guys. I'm picking Ryan. Because no matter how Devin Haney's feeling, Ryan Garcia has a freaking left hook. 12 rounds. Think about it. Devin Haney's safe game plan is to go 12 rounds and jab Ryan Garcia and move around. Even if he did that, which he didn't do, he stood in the center, and I think that was a bad game plan coming from Devin Haney. If he was about to move around, he still has to risk 36 minutes of not getting hit with a left hook. I still think Ryan Garcia is going to find a way to freaking land it, bro. Ryan Garcia, you guys want, a lot of people want to take credit away from Ryan. He can find your chin. He's going to find Devin Haney's chin, and he's going to touch it. No diddy. But for real, I think, we got to give Ryan Garcia some level of respect. But I know the cheating's serious, but I just don't, it doesn't change my outlook on how a rematch would look. And I still think because we saw how Devin Haney dealt with, having to take a clean shot on the chin. If he has to do that again, I think it's going to be a lot of trouble for him. It's going to be tough. So now you're saying no Diddy like me. No, yeah, no Diddy for real. That's real talk. I just think, shout out to Ryan Garcia because he's good, man. He surprised me. I'll be real. I was like, I just don't think Ryan Garcia will be able to touch Devin in this fight. And what did he do? He went in there, threw that, bam, good night. First round, freaking hurting Devin Haney bad. You guys gotta remember, Devin Haney went into that fight. You gotta feel for him because in the first round, first 30 seconds, he gets cracked, and you saw Devin do the little wobble in the first 30 seconds of the first round, and he's thinking in his brain, shit, I got a whole 11 rounds to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? But Ryujin says, I also want to say the last time Ryan was tested was around March 25th to 27th. He got the results back April 3rd. So there's a month period where he took that PEDs. Yeah, see, that's where it gets tricky because people are talking about the day of it and thinking that, that's when, he took the test. That's not when he took the test. That's when the results came back. So we got to remember it. And also people are saying, how could he test positive and still be able to enter the ring? Because guys, it takes time for these results to come back. It's not like it comes back in 15 seconds. And I'm a fan of Ryan Garcia. I was glad that he won. I didn't pick him to win. I picked Devin to win, but I was kind of happy. I was like, damn. I was watching that fight right over here. I was running back and forth and screaming because I couldn't believe it. In that first round, Ryan Garcia cracked Devin like that. I was like, woo, this is upset of the decade for real. That might be the biggest upset in boxing, but now it's obviously, being questioned a little bit. But yeah, he tested positive for, Osterine, and now we have to kind of wait it out and see what happens with that sample B test. But most likely if he tested positive, that's just a fact. He tested positive. So if Ryan Garcia did test positive, I'm not even thinking about whether or not he took it because ultimately it's in his system. But if it was an accident, that's where Ryan Garcia can kind of get bailed out. So we'll see what happens. Jesse saying, yeah, the fight was hype and people can't take it. So they got to do a conspiracy to frame Ryan Garcia. I mean, that is a narrative out there. People think that this test is forged and that, Ryan Garcia is being set up because it came out a day after he got seen with Trump, hanging out with Trump and stuff like that. So who knows? It's possible. I've seen crazier stuff happen in the sport of boxing, all these robberies, corruption in the sport. Maybe they just don't want to see Ryan Garcia winning. It could be. First guy with power was going to end Devin. It just happened to be Ryan. Shit. Shout out to you, Pats Nation. I think you're right. I've been saying that too. I've been saying even if you take Ryan Garcia out of the equation for a sec, I'm not putting Devin. If I'm promoting Devin Haney, I'm not putting him in there with a guy like T.O. I'm not putting him in there with a guy like Tank. Shit, if Ryan did that to Devin, what would Tank do? Think about what Tank did to Devin in the sparring. I'm not saying, obviously, a long time ago, Devin was still a kid, but Devin was already hurt in that fight. Imagine, 8-10 ounce gloves and no headgear, like Adrian Broner said, bye. Like, he's going to sleep. Like, I like Devin too. I'm a fan of Devin. I saw him in person. He's a good dude. Asked him a few questions, but straight up, like, he was having a hard time making that weight. So I was like, I already feel weird about this. You can't even place a bet. Like, it's honestly good to see these fighters in person. I got to see Devin at the media workout, the press conference, and the weigh-in. And it's good to see that, especially if you consider putting money on the fight, because if you saw Devin, his cheeks were like that, like so sucked in. He looked so freaking skinny. And I was like, I kind of have a weird feeling about this. And then Ryan Garcia on weigh-in day came in 3 pounds heavier. And I was like, Ryan Garcia's coming in overweight. He's going to be stronger. So, I kind of had a feeling something weird was going to happen, but I still picked Devin because I couldn't help but, think that Devin's probably going to have the chance to pull it off, because ultimately, Devin Haney, let's be real, all the experts, I was hanging out with everybody at the press conference, the weigh-in. Nobody picked Devin. Nobody picked Ryan. Nobody even mentioned the possibility of Ryan landing that left hook. At least I said Ryan has a chance to land the left hook. And what did he do? First round, jab, bot, good night. It was crazy. Shout out to Ryan, bro. I'm a big Ryan Garcia fan, bro. Like, I can't believe, like, he was able to do that, even on PEDs. I'm just saying, PEDs don't make you the best fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ryan Garcia does have a level of talent that's going to be a problem for anybody, even if he's not on PEDs. I don't care what people say. Ryan Garcia not on PEDs is still not an easy fight for anybody in the sport of boxing. Trust me, it's going to be hard to beat a guy like Ryan Garcia. He's strong. He doesn't play by the rules. He's unpredictable. He's a straight up dangerous fighter for anybody to deal with. I really do believe that. Ryan's there's something about him, bro. Like, you just want to root for him. No Diddy. There's something about Ryan Garcia that's special. No Diddy. But, like, you just want to watch him fight. He's entertaining. No one wants to see Devin Haney fight. Let's be so honest. I like Devin, but he bores the boxing fans. Like, people don't care about him the same way they care about Ryan Garcia. Is Ryan Garcia a better boxer than Devin? Probably. Is he a better fighter than him? I don't think so. That's the thing. A boxing match is still a fight. That's what people are forgetting. If it's guaranteed to go 12 rounds and both fighters stay clean, nobody gets dropped, then, that's why I was picking Devin. But you got to realize that's not the reality of a fight. Anybody can get caught. Anybody can get clipped with a big shot. That's what happened to Devin Haney. He got clipped. So, that's the reason why everything fell apart. It's because he stood in the center of the ring. All the lead up to the fight, Ryan Garcia was telling Devin, stand in the center of the ring, stand in the center of the ring. And Bill Haney, Devin Haney's father, was saying, if he dies, he dies. I'm sending my son in to kill Ryan Garcia. So it was all, bad for Devin Haney as well. PEDs aside, this was going to be a tough fight for Devin, because he's hearing in his ears, he's hearing, am I supposed to go stop him, or am I supposed to box him because I'm the best boxer in the sport right now? Like, that's where it all fell apart for Devin. The ref is sus, and so is the judges who said it was a tie, and now VADA is sus. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how VADA operates. All I know is that they test them, they get a little bag, you pee in the cup, they put it in a bag, they send it off to the lab. The lab either, sends it back, it has a bunch of numbers on it, it doesn't even have a name. It just says whether or not you're positive, deep inside that bag. So that's all you really know about VADA. Other than that, we don't know what the heck happens with these samples. Are they tampered with? Who knows? Anything's possible. It's just, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. Unfortunately, we have to deal with the results at hand, and Ryan Garcia did test positive. But either way, I think that Ryan Garcia will still be back, because he's just too popular. Ryan Garcia has too big of a fan base for them to just throw him off and write him off. So I don't think that this is the last we're seeing of Ryan Garcia, even if he's found guilty. I just think people like him too much. He's just too much of a draw to the sport. They know it's in Ryan's pee because Ryan pees excellence, Jess Cueto. I mean, shit, that's crazy. That's a crazy statement. But, I like Ryan. I'm a Ryan Garcia fan too. I'm a Devin Haney fan. I just think, even with the PEDs, put it aside, I still think Devin Haney loses to Ryan. I think he just gets clipped at some point. We want to talk about a rematch, even though Devin Haney's saying that he declined it. I think that, as good as Devin is, he has to go 12 rounds without getting hit by that left hook. He has to avoid a bomb, and that bomb is coming. So let me know in the comments. You guys got any last questions before I hop off? If you guys have nothing else left to say, let me know. I'll let you guys get back to your days. But if you guys got any more questions, let me know in the chat. Let me know what's up, what's going on. Who you guys got, Canelo or Munguia? Is Ryan Garcia guilty? Why did Devin Haney decline the rematch? Why doesn't he want to fight Ryan Garcia again? What's the next fight? What do you mean? Jesse said, last question, what's the next fight you're going to? It really depends. I have an open schedule now. I'm graduating from college. I'll be doing more lives and stuff like that. I've just been busy trying to cover all these fights. But the last fight that I did go to was obviously the Haney Garcia fight. But the next fight that I'll be at, I don't know. There's got to be a big one to get me out there. I'll be honest, because it takes a lot of energy and time to go to a big fight, physically. And I want it to be, worth it. Usually I do it because, if you guys know Sean Porter and the Porter Way podcast, they're awesome. They always let me help out. If they ever need somebody to talk boxing, I usually help them out and stuff like that. So I'll go to a big fight for them, but they're in Vegas right now doing their thing for the Munguia fight. I just, I'm not that excited for that fight. I'll be honest with you guys. Like I like Canelo Alvarez. I just wasn't that excited. For Canelo Alvarez and Munguia. It just didn't interest me that much. But I will say Oscar De La Hoya made it a lot more interesting. Who you guys got in the chat? Let me know who you guys got, Oscar De La Hoya or Canelo. I'm not going to lie, I'm Team Oscar. Screw it, bro. I think Oscar's entertaining. Oscar is good for the sport of boxing, bro. Jesse says, thanks for doing the live. Of course, bro. I'm here to do it for people like you, just to provide that sense of entertainment in the sport of boxing. We got to keep that hype alive in the sport. This boxing's crazy. Boxing is my favorite sport, bro. You guys got to imagine, these fighters really be doing 7 to 8 week training camps away from their families, eating clean, cutting all that weight. And, it doesn't matter. They can have the best day in the gym as much as they want. They're running 5 to 6 miles a day, hitting 2 to 3 workouts every day, taking only one rest day. And it doesn't matter. You could be feeling great until that one fight night. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So that's what's interesting about the sport of boxing. But yeah, if you guys got any last words for me, let me know in the chat. But thank you guys for hopping on the live. I appreciate all y'all. I'll go live probably tomorrow night, when the fight's going down. I might do a little, reaction party, a live reaction party for the live stream. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to hop off the live now. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Ryujin, Pats Nation, and Illuminati, everybody that hopped on the live and contributed to the chat. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next live. Continue to support me. Continue to hit that, subscribe button. I posted some videos about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, and obviously, what's going to happen next. Is Ryan Garcia guilty or not? And I say innocent until proven guilty, but we'll have to wait and see. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.